and welcome back to White Claw Wednesday, episode number 73. We're back in the virtual, White Claw studio.
Back to the virtual White Claw studio. Frank and I live really far away still, so you may have a couple episodes like this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not that far, not as far as it was.
Not
for
as
a
far
while
as
there.
Hawaii. Frank, why don't you take a look at
Yeah.
that? Why don't you take a look at this baby right here?
Cheers.
Oh, what is that?
What the?
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, pineapple.
Ryan,
Oh, God.
is that part of variety flavor pack number 3?
Number 3.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so I was going through Target because
Nice.
my nice friends came over this past weekend for Memorial Day, and I was like, oh, I'm going to grab some claws just because I'm going to need them for the podcast. And there was one pack sitting on a shelf, and I was like, my jaw just hit the floor, and I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe I found it.
Okay, so it's pineapple, strawberry, and what else?
Pineapple, strawberry, and then blackberry, and then mango. But
Mango again.
blackberry,
Okay.
strawberry, and pineapple are the 3 flavors, and all of them hit really hard. But I gotta say,
Yeah.
major puntos to blackberry. It is phenomenal, actually, at least from what I remember. And I was already a few drinks deep at the time that I had tried that, but it is pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good. So we'll have to do a review when we do an in-person episode.
Dude. Oh shit, man. That's awesome.
They're good. They're really good.
Wow. I've been like waiting to see one of those, and I haven't come across them.
Well,
yet.
what's crazy is I wasn't even looking. It was just like right there. I was like, oh my God.
Appeared. Yeah.
It's like if I had come
I've only-
around a different corner
Uh-huh.
in the aisles, I would have just picked
Yeah.
like one of the cold ones, because there wasn't any in the cold freezer or refrigerator.
I see.
I was just walking down the aisle and I saw one. I was like, no way.
So this was at Riverside Target on Arlington. Okay.
Shout out.
Damn. Well, I've only seen the iced tea one, but
Oh, you have seen the iced tea one. You didn't
I
get
have
it?
seen the iced tea one. Yeah, I didn't get it just because it wasn't. I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready to accept that they went that route. Because here's the thing: the variety pack 3 is more, special to me in a sense, just because
The third one.
I didn't think White Claw was gonna do kind of the Truly thing, and do like the whole iced tea flavor, lemonade flavor.
Yeah.
I didn't really see that coming. I guess I should have, just in terms of just the way marketing works and brands. But so I don't know. I'm just not as into the whole idea of the iced tea flavor as I am the flavor pack number 3. And that was the other thing. Like at the time of looking at the iced tea flavor, I was like, oh, okay, well, I know there's a flavor pack 3, and I kind of wish that's what I was looking at right now. But it's awesome that you freaking found it, because the pineapple with that gold with the green bottom stripe. Oh,
I'm actually not a fan of it.
Oh, you're not a fan. You're not a fan of the pineapple, or not a fan of the color design.
I'm a fan of the pineapple for sure.
Oh.
I'm not a fan of the color design. I feel like the pineapple needs to be just a little bit lighter, a little bit more bright, if you will.
Okay.
This is looking a little too mango to me. Like, I feel like they should have flipped the mango and pineapple colors.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But hey,
now,
whatever.
I will say that I think the mango is sort of more of an orange.
Oh yeah, it is actually.
In a sense.
It is, huh?
But I do see what you mean about they went very gold. They went more gold than yellow.
Right.
I would say, based on what I'm seeing. And I would agree that they should have gone for a harder yellow, almost kind of what they have with the lemon. Maybe just a little bit
a little bit darker.
A shade brighter or darker. Yeah, either way, but just a shade different. And because I just think of that pineapple we had in Hawaii, that fresh pineapple which was probably the greatest fruit I've ever had.
So tell the story.
Where
did we get it?
We got it just on the side of the road from a woman who was chopping coconuts and pineapples with a machete.
Oh yeah, we were driving.
It was awesome.
We're in like one of the state parks and we're on this like road, and literally it's just this like woman and her brother, like big Hawaiian, locals, and literally they just got coconuts, pineapples, and mangoes lined up, and to serve the mango, you buy it, and she's got this like block of wood, literally just a block of wood, and she just puts it on it and just starts chopping. And the pineapple was so good that you didn't have to take the middle out. And for us Americans who don't, or us mainlanders, I should say, who's never cut a pineapple before, the core of it usually you cut out because it's not good, it's not juicy. But this one you ate because it was that good.
Oh yeah, yeah. That thing was refreshing, and it had a beautiful, almost a Pikachu yellow.
Yeah, yeah. They should make that a color. Like Crayola should adopt Pikachu yellow.
Yeah. You know what they shouldn't adopt though is Laker yellow.
I was wondering when this was gonna come. Buddy,
Because
we really I'm still confident. I really am.
Okay. No. Okay.
It's a
hey,
two games.
What? I don't feel like super set in the fact that the Suns have it or anything. I'm not thinking that way or anything. I am thinking that
you guys definitely have a better shot.
If LeBron is able to do what I thought he might be able to do in Game 5 last night, in Game 6, which is pretty much carry the team to victory over the Suns, if LeBron can somehow do that in Game 6, then I feel as if Anthony Davis will probably try to play Game 7, I assume. I don't know if that's going to be successful or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really heard too much about the injury, but yeah. I think this is what I think. I think if the Lakers win the next game, we're winning the series. And obviously if the Suns win the next game, you're winning the series, right?
Well, so yeah. Yeah. But Ryan, did you realize that the next game's in LA and then the last game's in Phoenix?
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
But you're still confident in the idea that you win Game 6, you're going to win Game 7?
Yeah, I think if we win Game 6, I think Suns are choking Game 7 at home. And this series has been going back and forth, right? So
that's
the
true.
Suns win one, Lakers win one. The Suns win one, Lakers win one. Oh wait.
Well, no. Well, no. The Suns won.
Lakers.
Then the Lakers won twice.
Yeah. Now the Suns
and then the Suns won twice.
Yeah, okay.
So, it's in a way it's back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a really good series, man. I mean, last night's game really sucked. I didn't watch it, but.
Well, did you watch the first half when it was turning into a sucky time for the second half,
No, I just kept getting notifications, and each notification just got more negative, and I was like, okay.
That's pretty much what it was, like, because you worked your way. The first half was working the way up to the Suns being up by 30. So then they're up by 30 at halftime, 66-36. I'm pretty sure it was.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And then the game ends, and it's I think 115-85. So it
was bad.
Stayed at 30 points for the rest of the game. So pretty much the second half was just watching a clock run out, pretty much.
Right.
And LeBron was not about to watch that clock run out apparently with his teammates because
what was that, man?
He left the game with 5 5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
What do you think about that? Like, do you feel you got to be there and support your team, or do you think?
Oh yeah, dude, you're always. Are you kidding me, Ryan?
He's like.
Do you think I ever left a blowout?
Well, yeah, but
okay. The same rules apply, Ryan.
Hey, see, and
whether it's
that's good
whether
because
it's JV, high school basketball, or NBA.
Yeah, you're very intellectually consistent. Like either you're playing sports, it's just a universal language, right? Like you can't leave your teammates.
It's like you can't leave your teammates.
You're not
it's
injured,
like the respect of the game.
Right.
You're not like exactly. You're not. You're just sitting there waiting for the game to end. It's like in the history of NBA or in the history of basketball in general, with the exception of injuries and emergencies, when you're getting blown out, you either play there and take it or you sit there and take it.
Right.
Like it's not
right.
But it doesn't surprise me in any way because he is so talented and he's such a great all-around player that he has kind of not only himself had his own ego, because that's required to, work and become the position and the
Yeah.
high level basketball player that he is. Like it's just
Yeah.
required. But it's mixed in with everybody else sort of supporting his ego in terms of like making his nickname King James and just sort of making him the face of the NBA, which happens also naturally just because the fans love him and stuff. So that it's all inevitables in a way, just
Yeah.
because of his talent and
Yeah.
who he is as a person. So that's why when I see him, leaving the court with 5.5 minutes left, down by 30 in the fourth quarter, to a team that is the second seed, but the Lakers are favored against or whatever. All these scenarios, it just doesn't surprise me, because I
Yeah.
think back to the bubble when they're playing the Heat, and uh, the Heat I think won game 3 or 4, I can't remember, in the finals. I think they won 2 games, they won 6 games, but I felt like the Lakers kind of wanted to sweep the Heat. And then when the Heat won their first game against the Lakers, LeBron walked off the court with 15 or 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then other players in the lineup just followed him too. And then the refs had to blow the whistle and blow the ball dead and pretty much force the Lakers to enter, Jared Dudley and other bench players
Yeah.
to finish the game, because LeBron got so upset that he just immediately had to leave, and it didn't matter if the game was over or not. It's the same kind of energy. So, I mean, I guess in a way, like, LeBron has kind of gotten more diva-y in his in his recent 2 seasons with the Lakers,
Yeah, I think so.
which I guess makes sense because he's finally playing for the most historic franchise in the NBA, pretty much tied with the Celtics in a sense. But when you think about, the Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers, he made them big franchises in a way because he joined their team and, had good seasons with them. But he went on a team like the Lakers, which already had just, historic player after historic player and, 16 championships before he got their 17th. And so I just think the combination of the whole Lakers and him being a Laker, winning their 17th championship, I just think it's sort of inflated his ego a little bit more. So now he's struggling to sit through a 30-point blowout from Phoenix, who missed the playoff for the last 10 years.
Well, yeah.
It was just like it was the perfect cocktail for him to be upset.
Well, he's also in the point in his career where he's not messing around, Like he's like, I'm going to perform, and he doesn't have any years, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like he's at the somehow he's gotten better, I mean, he might not be in his prime, but he's still crazy good, And he's not trying to mess around anymore. Like he's trying to win. He's got 4 years on his contract, I think, with a player option. He wants to win 4 championships, So I do feel him, but at the same time, I like the point where you're like, I don't care if you're in the NBA or you're in your high school JV team,
Yeah.
You have better character than LeBron James is basically what I'm trying to say, right?
Well, I appreciate that, but you know what? Sometimes character doesn't get you anywhere. Because you got to just even if LeBron's walking out at 5.5 minutes,
talent.
No, of course it does.
Right?
But talent is a lot more, exactly. So as much as I say, oh, LeBron, you disrespected the game. I mean, LeBron has done gazillion more things for basketball and the world than I have. So it's there's a scale here, I'm judging him from just afar, but it's really okay, LeBron, honestly, dude, I get it. I'm not even gonna honestly, I'm not even mad. Yeah, when it happened, I was just oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's just let's move on, And like you said, he's still in a point of his career where he is still considered one of the greatest players, if not the best player in the league, because he has his fan base, he has his supporters who, no matter what, they're rocking with him in the sense of those fans still believe that Lakers in 7, Like you still think there's a chance, and like me, understanding the greatness of LeBron and what he can do, in getting his teammates amped and just what he can do himself. I'm still not 100%. I'm still not 100% sold on the fact that we're going on to the next round at all.
I mean, Lakers have already won 2, right? So or 2 in a row, so it could happen again.
Yeah, so it could happen. They could just win 2 in a row again.
Yeah, I want
And
to.
Anthony Davis could come back.
Yeah. Exactly. I want to move on because I want to ask you some questions about this because I don't really know exactly what's going on, but a bunch of stuff is popping up on Reddit today about this whole transition of the Celtics head coach to like sporting director. And I don't want to sit on it for too long, but what is going on with that? And why are people like basically saying nothing is changing? And there's like memes going around. And I don't really understand the context of it, you know?
Well, I can't tell you about the memes or the reaction of the internet, but I do know the situation.
Okay, so explain the situation. That'd be great.
And I can't explain like maybe why it would be confusing, just because you have Brad Stevens, who has gone to 3 Eastern Conference Finals in his 5 seasons as the Celtics head coach, including this recent season where they just got knocked out yesterday by the Nets. So, but this recent season that just happened was definitely the most disappointing season that he's coached, in the sense where they should have been more.
Right.
Like you can say, oh, Jaylen Brown got injured right before the playoffs started. But even with that considered, just their seeding going in, having to win in the play-in and become the 7th seed and, barely having like an above 500 record. No, actually they finished 500 exactly. They were 36-36. So Brad Stevens basically has the worst year of his career, coming near the end of his contractual time with the Celtics. I'm almost sure, because usually around 5 seasons is a contract for a coach.
Yeah.
And you would kind of think, oh, he's on the hot seat in a sense, like maybe he's gonna get fired. Like maybe he's done because he produced a 500 record season and got knocked out in the first round. And suddenly, the president, Danny Ainge, president of basketball operations for the Boston Celtics, resigns yesterday, like late last night or early this morning around that time, pretty much after the Celtics get eliminated by the Nets. Danny Ainge resigns. Pretty much Danny Ainge being the guy who's been running the team and like making the moves and, calling the shots since 2003,
getting players,
I think. So
all that stuff,
Yeah, getting players, making trades.
Right.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So he's been around since 2003, also known as he's been around since their most recent championship, which was 2008 with, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. And so he's been a big part of the team for almost the last 2 decades. He steps down, retires, and then Brad Stevens, the coach I was mentioning, gone to 3 out of 5 Eastern Conference Finals in his 5 seasons, but his most recent season being the worst. He gets promoted to Danny Ainge's job.
Right.
And now the Celtics have to find a new coach, a.k.a. Brad Stevens is going to be on the hunt for a new coach as the new president of basketball operations for the Celtics. So it's weird, and I think the memes are being, not that I've seen any of the memes, but I think it's like a memeable situation or a hot topic discussed situation, because you have something where the public was seeing like, okay, this guy is probably going to get fired or is close to getting fired. Oh, wait, no, he's getting promoted to like a more cushiony, probably more better paid job where where he's doing like less work but also more work at the same time.
Well, it's more like
in a weird way.
And like
it's kind of like being like
that type of stuff, right?
The highest commander, in the sense of where like you're now, instead of being on the board itself and like instead of being like one of the pieces on the board, you're like looking down on the board and like moving the pieces. Like, it's kind of like that's it. So it's weird to see this happen. And like you're waiting for pretty much Danny Ainge to fire the guy, and then
he
oh no,
fires himself.
I'm retiring and promoting the guy.
Yeah,
it's like, wait, what? It's strange, but who knows? With these sorts of things, you could always just have it be like Danny Ainge or the Celtics organization just really likes Brad Stevens. Like it could be, like you look at Udonis Haslem, who's been on the Heat for his entire career. Since 2003, and he's now 40 or whatever.
Is he the head coach?
And no, he's still technically a player on the Heat roster.
Oh.
And like he's been on the Heat roster for his whole career since 2003, and he's never been more than a role player. And I think it just goes to show you that the Heat and him have a great relationship. And So I mean, like these things can happen where it's like you're just from the outside, you scratch your head because it doesn't line up with what you generally see. But sometimes, I assume the relationships go beyond that.
Right, right. Well, I think it's a situation where, it's like, okay, well, this guy couldn't win us a championship, and now he's being promoted to pick us someone who could, who can win us a championship. And it's kind of
Yeah.
like that Spider-Man meme where it's like the two Spider-Mans are pointing at each other, and they're like in the exact same outfit, It's like exactly like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wow. That's kind of crazy. So, I mean, hey, good luck to Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Who do you think they're going to pick? Is there any hot coaches out in the market right now?
Not that not
Coach K?
no. Coach Krzyzewski. Yes, the head coach of Duke. Oh my God! Actually, now that you mention that,
Could be,
I mean,
right? He said
who
he was
knows?
retiring, but who knows?
He said he was retiring from coaching college basketball, coaching Duke University, and he's like, I think he's late 60s.
I mean, he's not the oldest. He's not.
I'm gonna
that
look it
old.
up. I'm pretty sure I might be right on that. He is 74.
Okay. He's actually pretty old.
So
But hey,
he
I
actually
would like to see that.
He might actually legitimately be retiring because he's done the thing where I've seen him on TV for so long.
Did he ever do NBA?
No. I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I don't quote me on that, but I'm almost 100% sure he's just been Duke the majority of his time under the
20
spotlight.
or 30 years, yeah.
But he's been dyeing his hair, I'm pretty sure, for the last 10 years or so or whatever. And sometimes, like, when you just see someone for glimpses on TV and their hair isn't, white or gray or whatever, you're seeing it, like, remain the same color almost. You tend to, like, think, like, I'm thinking he's, like, 65. And then I look, and he's 74. But this is what I'm talking about.
He got you, man. He got you.
He got me, and honestly,
it's crazy how that stuff works.
Yeah, some people are good at spotting it though. Like they just have it. They have an eye for like picking out like that's a wig or like that's dyed or something.
Well,
and then others just go right over the head.
It's crazy like how popular not only just hair dye is, but like making yourself look younger in a way, and it's like we don't know anything about that because we're still young and we're like, why would you ever do that? But, I mean, I'm not criticizing anyone, but it's crazy how popular it is. Big time. Did you watch the Friends reunion?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
but,
well, you haven't watched Friends, so there's no incentive.
Yeah, I haven't watched Friends. I'll probably, I am planning on watching Friends for the, promise I made to Amanda in terms of, knowing and understanding that show start to finish as a piece of history, you can say. But I'll definitely watch the Friends reunion after I watch all 10 seasons.
Here's
mostly
what I would
just
recommend.
I want to see Matthew Perry. I want to see if if it's as suspiciously he's on drugs or is pretty much slurring because he's on drugs, or if it's just not that. I don't know. Just the clips I've seen in the trailers, his sentences that he says in the interviews and stuff, his speech sounds slurred. What did you think? Did you see it?
I have watched, I haven't fully watched the show yet, start to finish, but I never noticed anything. And even after, I still haven't noticed anything because Amanda and I watched the Friends reunion, and then we got the motivation to do a complete rerun, like just start to finish. So I'm on season 3 right now. And so we've been busting him out, and I haven't noticed anything. The only thing that I've noticed about him is he's very skinny right now, like high school me skinny, but he's in his like late 20s, so it is a little scary, but he doesn't like slur his words or anything.
Well, I was mostly talking about the slurred speech happening in the reunion.
Oh, in the reunion.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I didn't notice anything like that. I definitely he looked the most raggedy though, for sure.
Okay. Well, I shouldn't be laughing at that. I'm sorry, Matthew. But
Hey, he recovered.
I
Man.
heard
He's a
no,
recovered.
no, yeah, I heard he's recovered, but what I was reading is that he struggled with addiction during his time on the show,
Yeah.
partly due to the pressure he felt from trying to make the live studio audience laugh
Yeah.
every filming day.
Yeah, that's what he said on the reunion too.
Yeah, and
So
I immediately I,
not
I
to give it away.
immediately thought of the joke, like, yeah, I don't blame him. It's pretty tough to make people laugh with bad material. Like, it's just like I just immediately thought of that when I heard that. I mean, yeah, again, I'm sorry, Matthew, to
Here-
be laughing at your
here-
pain, but I
here's
just
what
can't.
you
These
should
jokes
do.
pop into my head.
Here's what you should do. You should watch
Yeah.
the Friends reunion first, and then go back and rewatch the entire show. Okay.
See, I don't know about that, Ryan.
No,
I don't know.
you need to, because I want to hear your perspective on going to see everyone in their reunion phase and then going back and watching it completely.
For the first, because that's the thing. I've never seen the show at all. So
like, how would you react? Nobody knows.
But I don't know. Just the idea of watching a bunch of old castmates from an old show talk about the show and reminisce about the show.
I'm telling you, you would
Before
enjoy
I
it
before I watch the show,
without seeing
without
the show.
having watched the show,
But
I just
you
don't know.
Friends. Like, who doesn't know what Friends is? You could name 4 out of the 5 or 6 characters, right? Probably. You might be able to name all 6.
I think Monica,
Yeah.
Rachel,
Yeah.
Phoebe,
Yeah. Frank names all the
Joey.
girls. Okay, yeah. Go.
Ross,
Yeah.
Chandler.
There you go. See? You already know. Like, this is the point. This is why I want to see. Like, you should watch the reunion and then go back. But hey, it's your choice, you know.
By the way, for those listening or watching, I said those so slow just for dramatic effect. I had them.
So
I could have fired them. I could have fired
Gotcha.
them off like that. But I just wanted to make you think that I didn't know, but I did.
Frank's an artist at all times.
That's true.
So anyways, I brought it up because we were talking about, making yourself look young. And I think that Jennifer Aniston and then Courtney Cox, who's Jen and Monica, or Rachel and Monica, they definitely had some work done. And
Oh yeah.
Amanda was saying that she thinks David Schwimmer got his cheeks filled. I don't know what the heck she was saying, what it would even do, but just
She
it's crazy how
might be right on that.
common it is, I mean, obviously they have pretty much unlimited flows of money with this.
Money.
Yeah, exactly. So,
You know how much they got paid to do that reunion each?
oh man, I'm guessing like 10 million.
Oh, dude, you went pretty high, but it was $2.5 million each.
Okay. Well, I heard that the last season they got paid $1 million per episode.
Per episode. Yep.
And then they get somewhere near like 2.5 to 5 million per reruns every year. Like, it's something insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just on
I mean, a
reruns,
show like
man.
Yeah. Well, a show like that is just. Yeah. I mean, I don't
It's
know
classic,
if TBS
right?
still has the cable rights. Last time I checked, TBS was the channel that bought the cable, like strictly cable TV rerun rights for Friends. I don't know if that's still the case, but either way, HBO Max streams the whole show, and somebody owns the cable rights for it. So that show's cooking all day and on some screen.
Insane.
So I
Insane.
mean, it makes sense. And man, $1 million per episode for a final season of a network sitcom, a 20-minute comedy. That's basically.
You made it. You're good.
You
You're
make
golden for life.
Well, yeah, you
Literally.
make $22 million off of that, and the worst taxes did was probably like, I don't know, 8 or 10 million of it. So you probably just got like 13 or 14 mil off that season. So
Yeah.
and that's in addition to everything you just made on the previous 9 seasons. So like, there's a reason why pretty much Jennifer Aniston is the only one who's had a mega movie star career post Friends, is because, well, first of all, just because that's just how it works. Not when you have a show like that, not everybody's going to launch into stardom, but
Right.
also because they were probably pretty content with their situation,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You lack that motivation. But yeah, man, you should definitely watch that and go through the whole series. 'Cause,
Oh yeah, I will.
yeah. So
I'm pretty excited because I really want to be convinced that Ross and Rachel are meant to be together. Because really, I need to see why that happens. Because to me, David Schwimmer, man, maybe I'm just thinking of him as the actor, thinking of his face, but between Ross, Chandler, and Joey, I felt like Joey and Chandler had a better shot with Rachel than Ross did. But then again, I haven't seen any episodes, so I just don't have any sort of basis for that
It's
theory. I'm literally just basing it off of
the
looks,
looks
just
and what you
outside,
think you know,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
and what I think I know exactly. Because
It's
to me, Phoebe and Ross are the pairing. You
yeah,
go,
yeah, that's
you
a good
go,
point. Yeah.
you go Phoebe, Ross, Joey, Rachel, and Chandler and Monica. So surprisingly, Chandler and Monica, from the outside perspective, is the relationship I agree with.
Mm.
I don't know how they go in terms of like length of relationship or forever. Do they end up together forever? Don't tell me. But I do know, they get physical, and I think they even get married by accident. Don't tell me about it if I'm right on that theory. But I'm excited to journey through 10 seasons of over the top sitcom drama and comedy.
You're gonna like it, dude. You are gonna like it. Don't
Oh
focus
yeah.
on the laugh track. I actually, the whole like laughing thing, I didn't like at
Mhm.
first because I mean, obviously, like the first major comedy that I watched was The Office,
Yeah.
and I really liked that sort of awkwardness and just being able to laugh when you wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. Not being told.
But when I learned that they did it in front of a live audience, I was actually a lot more impressed with it. I don't know. I was really impressed. Is someone robbing you right now? Frank's
Someone
like
is
twitching
knocking.
out.
Someone is knocking extremely loud at some vicinity near me. I'm not sure where it is, but I think Sam and Scott will handle it. But continue.
No, all I was saying was I am appreciating the comedy more now and the acting more because at first I thought it was like a laugh track where they would insert the laughter. But now I realize that actually people would like
People were there. Yeah.
go and laugh at them live.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, props to those actors. I mean, that's so hard. You got
Yeah.
to be on
Yeah.
the spot all the time, and I mean, it's much more impressive that way. And I think I'm enjoying it much more now that I know that they're real people and they didn't just insert laughter where they want people to chuckle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
True.
some of the other shows do. So
But you know what? I'll give you a behind the scenes thing. It's kind of funny. I mean,
they'll tell you when to laugh.
yeah, they do still tell you, because I did go to one of the recordings for this NBC comedy show that lasted a few seasons called The Carmichael Show. It was starred this comedian named Jared Carmichael, and it was about his family life and his girlfriend and stuff. And it was a traditional sitcom, just like Friends was filmed with live studio audience. And I was there one of the shooting days, and you're there in the audience for like the normal work day that they're going through. So they're doing a normal work day. They're going from basically 8 to 7 or 6 p.m. Sometimes, actually it was more like 8 o'clock. It was pretty much 8 to 8, pretty much 10 hours. And you're sitting in the audience for 10 hours too, having to watch all the recording done for 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a comedian who's working with you. I mean, I don't know about every show that does this, but I assume every show has something like this just because they need to keep the people entertained during takes and stuff. So they have someone joking with you and entertaining you for 10 hours pretty much.
Right.
But besides that, when they're rolling cameras, they have signal people to tell you like to laugh, or the comedian would be like, all right, this is going to be a real funny scene, guys. We got to laugh it up here. And so you're still, guided. They're still in a way kind of picking where to put the laughs, but they're doing it with real people.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
it's like a schedule. But to that being said, though, sometimes you don't need to force it, though.
No,
because
exactly.
Because there were takes I remember where they would not only would the actors nail their take, but the audience all legitimately found it funny, so
Yeah.
we all legitimately laughed. So there wasn't a need to be like, all right, let's do it again. Guys, we need to laugh again, okay? Like, because there were some takes like that, but sometimes you get the magic ones where it really is like, okay, that was actually funny. So,
Yeah.
again, but either way, it's still more impressive either way you look at it.
I
When
think so.
find out about the live audience, it makes it way cooler to watch.
I think so. I mean, it's not. it's not more impressive per se. I mean, it's definitely more impressive than inserting a laugh track.
Yeah.
It's just a different type of like comedy, right? Different type of show filming. And
Exactly.
it, not even talking about the laughing here, but just focusing on like the live audiences, and then sometimes the audience will just start like applauding, and that's what I really
Or the
love.
aww.
Yeah, something like that. Where I'm guessing they don't have a, a little aw sign that they hand up, but even that,
Yeah, those.
there's one scene where the audience, and they left it in the show, I think, but they were clapping for, almost like 30 seconds. It was something like crazy, So it's pretty cool. And the whole Ross and Rachel thing is really is it's pushed on you. It's from episode 1. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away, but from episode 1, there's interest between the two characters. And so that's sort of I think why they went that way, or why everyone just accepts it, But from you saying that from an outside perspective, I actually really understand how you're just talking about strictly, for looking at it, just their personalities. Phoebe and Ross do go together better, But hey, sometimes opposites attract, right?
That sometimes, I mean, I think that's the case sometimes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Opposites attract.
So that's what I've been doing past couple weeks. But also...
Wait, what are you watching on? Are you watching on HBO Max, or do you have the DVDs?
Oh, yeah, my family got HBO Max. My dad got HBO Max.
Nice.
Sick,
nice.
I know. Sweet. But I'm really going to give you a hard time right now because I wish you were into soccer. Because something really big just happened with my team, and you're not going to understand anything.
Do you get Chelsea?
Yeah. Have you heard of the Champions League?
Well, yeah, it's like the best league, right? It's the one that it's like top dog.
It's top dog, right. So do you know what happens in the Champions League? What teams play together?
What teams play together? The best of the teams.
Hey, I mean, you're right. You're not wrong, that's for sure. So what happens with the Champions League, right, is there's this governing body called UEFA, and they sort of give out spots to leagues, and each of these spots, teams have to earn. So they have to place, first, second, third, fourth within their league to earn a spot in the Champions League, right?
Okay.
So basically it's the best of the best from every league playing against each other, first with the group stage, and then aggregate knockout, essentially.
Nice.
And yeah, dude, Chelsea won. Chelsea won for the first time in like 10 years. I think it's 9 years since the last time they won it. And oh man, I was.
Wait, they won the championship?
They won everything. I know.
Nice,
I
dude.
know, dude. It was amazing. And
Damn. So now I'll really feel not bad when the Lakers don't win at all.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not that much into NBA.
No, I'm kidding. I just know that, like, I know how big of a Chelsea fan you are. I mean, mostly just because of the fact that you named your dog Chelsea, but
yeah,
I
mean, it's an awesome name too. Like.
No, I mean it is, but I mean I just think that in itself, just because when you pick your dog's name, your first dog is like as a grown man,
True.
That's a big
As
thing.
As a grown man, you pick your first dog as a grown man. I feel like
exactly,
it's from a country song.
Yeah. So I that's great to hear that Chelsea won the championship. That's awesome.
Well, I wish you knew the magnitude, because it is just.
Well, they won
euphoria.
the championship in the best league of soccer.
Yes, it's the biggest deal ever.
So they're pretty much at this moment.
They're the top ranked team in the world.
Yeah, the best team. Yeah.
Or I don't know how it works, but
if you launched up FIFA 21 and you had it updated and all that shit, the number one team would be Chelsea.
I think so. I don't know how it works.
I mean, I don't know how FIFA works now, but I'm assuming and I'm hoping that since Call of Duty and pretty much every mainstream game nowadays has all these constant updates just coming at you, coming at you. I think sports games like FIFA, Madden, 2K, NHL, and MLB The Show, whatever, they should be constantly updating their games to match the current rankings and status of the said teams that they're, representing in the digital world. I think that would be pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, I know that FIFA, they do these it's called Ultimate Team, I think. And it's almost like you're collecting cards. You'd get like a what is it, like a gold Charizard or something like that if we're talking about Pokemon cards, It's like Champions League, Pulisic version 2021, and it's like a different, design and stuff like that, and then he's got different ratings based on how the player performed and stuff, and pretty sweet, pretty cool how they do that. God, I miss FIFA. I miss video games, man. I haven't played video games in forever.
Do you still have your Xbox One?
I do. Funny enough, we use it for basically HBO Max now. Like just
Nice.
for HBO Max, yeah. Because for some reason, the TV downstairs, I think it's a Vizio. For some reason, you can't get the HBO Max app, or there's not like an app store. Like
this is what is becoming a problem with the current onslaught of new streaming platforms and the old onslaught of TVs that were built for the assumption of, it's probably just going to be like Netflix and Hulu for like ever.
Right. Well, it's like you only have the apps that are on the TV when you buy it. Like you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no app store. You can't go and download other apps. It's crazy.
Yeah, my parents have found this to be the main problem for them with the LG smart TV that they have.
Yeah, you guys got a nice TV. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a nice TV, but like we bought it kind of at the beginning of the whole, there's now these razor thin TVs that have apps built into them.
Right.
We kind of bought it at the beginning of that. So now that we've hit this, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, freaking Apple TV, like everything just exploded. Like we only have Amazon Prime, Hulu, and Netflix. And my parents have all these other things that they want to watch. So it's like, and there's no, and you go to like the App Store or whatever, the LG App Store, and the LG App Store is just as like, obviously just as outdated as the TV itself. So you're searching Disney Plus, HBO Max, and the TV is like, what the hell's that?
That's insane.
So it's kind of
you know what it is?
I think it's always, I want to say like, there's a way to get ahead of it, but I really just don't think there is, because I think technology is just going to continue to just add, get new, more. So you're going to continually find yourself like, my thing can't do this. I have to get a new thing. Fast forward 5 years. Now my thing can't do this. Damn, dude, they freaking got us.
It's not
Shit.
It's not that hard though. Like, having an app store to where you can download something onto the TV is not a difficult thing to do. Like, these TV companies create TVs that have, they have operating systems. I'm not sure what they do, but they have to operate in some way. And that software just needs to be built in with something that can be updated. Like, it's not that crazy. And it's how I look at cars right now, Like, you get a car and you've got this, like, weird LCD screen or some sort of screen on here, and there's some software in there, right? Like with my Civic, I've got like this screen, and there's a software running on it, right? And I click a button, and it turns the music on, right? This is some type of software that can't be updated. It's crazy. Like, why can't Civic or Honda create some sort of system where I can update that? It's insane. The only car company that's doing it right now is Tesla, I think. And like for my mom,
ahead of the curve.
Yeah. So for my mom, her backup camera stopped working, and so we have to take it.
Is it a Ford?
It's a Ford. Yeah.
My sister's backup camera on her Ford, pretty much kind of the same. What is your mom's like around 2014?
It is a 2014. Yeah.
Dude, that's exactly the model.
Wow,
So
that's
crazy.
crazy.
My sister's backup camera is completely flipped.
What?
Like, it's just like, imagine, it's just upside down.
What the heck? That's so strange.
And they were like, we have to like charge you a ton of money to fix it. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
well,
it's probably the same with yours.
that's the thing is like they are like, oh, you have to come in and we have to plug something into the car and
The diagnosis. We have to diagnose
and
it.
then we can update it. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, this is 2021. I don't have to go to the dealership to update my software. Are you kidding me? It's preposterous, man. It's the same thing with TVs. It's like, come on. We're way past this. We're way past this. It's not that hard.
That's why it seems like there's certain sections of technology where they do try to make it, like my pessimistic view of, make it to force it to have a shelf life. So you buy a new one.
It's almost like like nobody wants to make that step so that the industry stays in that way. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I get you. I mean, you can upgrade the software, but definitely the hardware will be outdated. Like, TVs now are incredible. I mean, OLED screens are just insane. And there's like 8K. There's talk of, I think it's 12K. I don't know. I'm making up numbers right now, but it's insane. It's insane what they're doing with TVs. I mean, the resolution is just incredible.
Have you noticed the shots in the football and basketball games where it looks like it's a shot of the video game? Like it looks like it's from 2K or Madden. They have these 8K on-court cameras. They were introduced in the NFL and they've brought them into the NBA this season, where there's a cameraman on the court who's got just big old camera on his shoulder who's moving along with the players, walking next to them.
Yeah.
And the camera is so high quality that the cameraman focuses it on the players that he's following, and the rest of the image has just a great blur to it. It's out of focus. The rest of the image is out of focus, and the players themselves are just HD as hell in focus.
Awesome.
And it just gives it this video game vibe. And it's really cool, and that comes from seeing it on TVs that aren't anywhere near 8K.
Right.
Like I've only seen this new camera on 1080p normal TVs,
Right.
so I can't imagine like an OLED TV, like a curved giant 4K crisp, and seeing this, I'd just be like, oh man. So like we're getting to a wild level. You know?
It's crazy, man. I definitely want an OLED TV. A man and I are like searching for houses right now. It's gonna be
and you want to put an OLED in there.
Setup is gonna be a mint, man. I got a really nice TV right now, so I'm gonna,
Yeah, that one's nice.
it's a nice TV, and it
just
updates,
have that as
and it has an app
as the
store. What?
Yeah, dude. Imagine if you had the nice TV you have right now, just as the workout casual TV.
Like in the garage, something like that.
Yeah, your little pump weight room or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You just put that TV in there, and then you have like your main OLED TV in your living room space.
Oh, sick. Fire.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask you a question. Why were you in San Francisco?
Yeah, what's up?
Were you doing something?
Oh
You were
yeah,
at
I was shooting a
Dolores,
short
right?
film. Yeah, so
Oh, nice.
I was shooting a short film, and my mom, she flew up to have a little vacation in San Francisco, and we hung out and walked around the city for the day after I did my shooting, because my one shooting day was all day, and then the next day we spent the day. We walked. What was it? I think we walked 18 miles in total.
Oh my God.
Like we were walking all through the city, and one of the stops we stopped at was we hung
Dolores.
out at Dolores Park, and
Sick.
I showed her where we would stop and have our White Claws and stuff. And
Sick.
yeah,
Dude.
Dolores. By the way, Dolores is still
popping. Still. Dolores?
it's still popping,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we even had the pre-rolls and edible guy walk by us.
Uh,
Didn't see Mr. Truffle. Didn't see Mr.
I was
Truffle.
about to say,
but
dude, you should have just popped one of those in your mouth.
Did see the guy with the edibles and pre-rolls who you're always kind of like, will I die if I buy those?
It's weird. I
it's like-
trust the truffle guy more. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I also trust the truffle guy a lot more. I don't know. The truffle guy just does a whole presentation with his outfit.
Yeah, he's got the overalls. They're like white
Yeah.
overalls. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, man. I trust
The
you.
the other guy just kind of looks like a white drug dealer with long hair.
Like
So
the
it's
trench
just it's
coat
more
type
of
of drug dealer.
yeah. It's kind of like I'm gonna wait for the truffles.
Nice, dude. Nice. So what is that with your old professor?
That is actually with not the professor that I did the one movie with called The Golden Gate,
Uh-huh.
but there was a producer on that movie
Uh-huh.
who is now getting his master's degree and in film, and he needed to do this was his thesis film, so it was pretty much his final project to graduate. And he had this role that he wanted me to play, where I was pretty much a guy who was trying to convince the main character of the film to steal the organ transplant, the heart organ transplant that would save his wife's life potentially. So
Oh.
I was sort of a B plot
Antagonist.
starter. Yeah, B plot starter. You know, I got the B plot rolling in the sense where he already had his wife who needed a new heart transplant to live.
Mm-hmm.
But then I came in and made it more complicated by saying, hey, here's this way to, break the rules and cheat and be immoral. And, here's a free heart that can save your wife's life. Like,
Does he
do
do
you
it?
do the wrong thing, to,
Does he
Ryan,
do it?
I can't, I'm not going to let, I gotta, we got to let the movie become a finished product before we, we
Frank's
give away
under
the
an
ending.
NDA, everyone. It's
Well, it's not that I'm under an NDA. I'm under a
kidding, I'm
friendly
kidding.
NDA,
Yeah,
like a friendly one where I'm just respecting the director and his story, and I'm just not going to give away the heart of it, but I will, get you hooked with me being the villain of the movie in a sense.
Sick.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Nice, dude.
But
Nice.
it's always a lot of fun. Yeah. All right, Ryan, you wanna close up 73? You got anything else?
Well, let's wrap this baby up, man. So,
all right, dude.
Everyone.
Episode 73 coming to an end.
Yeah.
Shouts out that new flavor pack number 3, pineapple, strawberry, and blackberry.
Cheers up, brother. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. See you next week.
We'll, see you on the next episode. Peace.